Right, I can't believe I'm doing this, but this is my bedroom. I've been putting off finally renovating my bedroom for years, actually. There's Maggie, Bosoms McGee. And I know it's in a state. So I ripped out the old carpet that was in here. You can see the old original floorboards, where it's all worn away next to the window where people used to stand here. And took all the wallpaper off the walls down to the bare plaster, which is this. And the whole room looked like that. But I filled this wall in here and painted it and then filled in what I missed. I filled in some of this wall here, you can see around the door, I filled that in. And then tested about 1 million different shades of green. Oh, it's so dark in here. Yeah, there you go, you can see that a bit better. And a bit of orange as well, but I did settle on a shade. Is it here? I think it might be this one. That shade there. It's in a pot down here. So I have already started on getting things sorted. I know these curtains are absolutely awful, look, they're just temporary. And they only go up to there. But yeah, I started stripping the shutters and I actually managed to open them. They were sealed shut. As you can see, the reason I decided to strip the paint off is because, look, stickers. Someone's stuck stickers to the shutters and then they've been painted in gloss and it just looks, well, you can see, absolutely awful. So I thought the only proper way to fix it would be to just take it all off. And I took it all off down here. And I've got about halfway up on this side. Not quite on that side. And it's an amazing view actually out here. But this shutter does open as well, but it's only hanging on by one screw, which is about 200 years old. This one opens up, and I think it's got a screw, oh, I can't actually see. They haven't been open for God only knows how many years. But I think it's only got one screw at the bottom, one screw at the top, so they need putting on again properly. But the reason I'm doing all this now is because I know it looks so bad. I can't believe I'm showing you this, but the reason I'm getting it done now and not years ago is because I've got a brand new, well, it's not actually new, it's Victorian, but Mum got me a half tester bed. If you don't know what that is, I might put a picture on the screen of what one of those beds are, but she got me an amazing brass half tester bed for here, and I've just bought a new mattress which is going to be delivered at the end of this month. I need to get these walls painted finally and get these shutters restored. So yeah, that's the job. So I'll explain a little bit more about this later on, but this wall, I'm thinking about leaving this amazing like half painted cracked plaster setup going on here, and then just painting the other 3 walls and the door. The door's going to be same colour as the walls, and I've actually also stripped the door, which was much easier than the shutters. So I stripped the door. I need to do around the edge, the architrave around the edge of the door as well. And I want to replace the light fittings. I want a wall lamp for the sides of the bed. Yeah, there's so much to do in here. Oh, and of course the floor needs completely restored as well. But for now, I'm going to make start on these shutters. These windows scared the living daylight out of me when we first came here. Because if you open it halfway, it tilts. But if you then open it, if you push it all the way down, it's closed. But if you push it all the way up, the whole thing opens. It's crazy. It's pouring down out there. But I'm gonna have to open all the windows around the house. Well, on this floor of the house, because we're gonna need plenty of ventilation for stripping the paint off. But it's quite dangerous, isn't it? Imagine if this was like a kid's room or something, or if you're like a little kid came up here. You could fall out of there so easily. It's like the same height as me. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm just gonna tilt it open because I need the ventilation, but I'm gonna get the other windows opened as well. Okay, so I've opened up 2 windows on this floor and I can feel like a draft just blowing through, which is great. Just what I want because the fumes of this are absolutely horrible. So I've got everything I need here. Got the heat gun, got a mask and several types of scrapers as well that I'll need for getting in all the crooks and nannies. I'm not looking forward to it, but it has to be done. So I better get to it. Oh my goodness. It's quite useful actually because the socket is right next to the window. Okay. No, wait. I have forgotten something. I forgot something. I forgot to put papers down. The wind really is coming in. So while I'm renovating my bedroom, I've actually moved in to our guest room, which I renovated in another video last year, I think, at Christmas. And I've been working on these shutters in my evenings and afternoons. So as you'll see out the window, it looks pretty dark and gloomy all the time. And that's the reason. Well, also because it's Scotland and it's January, so... I finished stripping the shutters. I just need to do up here, which is going to be awkward because obviously it's above my head. But first, I'm going to have to remove the old, looks like something there, it looks like a blind, maybe something for fitting a blind across the window. I got it off the other side a while ago and it was quite awkward, so I'm expecting it to be quite awkward. So I need to get these off too. These are just like really horrible, like aluminium curtain pole holders as well. So they need to come off before I finish stripping the paint off here. And then after that, we'll be finished. The doors to do around the edge, the architrave around the door. And then they're gonna have to be sanded, which is also gonna be a horrible job. But once that's done, they can be painted and then I can paint the rest of the room, which will be, yeah, a great thing to finally cross off the list. So yeah, I'm going to attempt to get those off right now. That was easier than I thought. It had wall plugs in it that kind of just like pulled out. The screws were just turning, so yeah. There is a huge mess down here. I'm gonna have to clean it up before I do any more, I think. I think they've struggled with this. It's like broken off screws and wall plugs still stuck in the wood. So I've been spending my afternoons stripping the paint off, and evenings, off these shutters now. And it's been an absolutely horrible job. I've hated every second of it. You'd think it might be satisfying, but it's honestly, the novelty wears off after about 2 seconds because it's just so sticky and it's just so annoying. I just hate it. Anyway, I'm almost there. We're getting there. We're very, very quickly. Anyway, we're getting there. We've only got a little bit left to do, and I've got the architrave around the door, which I've already stripped. I just need to do around the edge of the door, which isn't going to take very long either. And then I'm going to sand them. So I'm going to get rid of my mattress, I think. I'm going to dismantle my bed, my old bed, cover everything up, and then I'm going to sand the shutters down. They're going to have to be sanded because they've still got like the paint residue all over them. And they're just going to have a sand before they are primed and then painted. Same with the door. So I'm getting close to the painting process, but I've also decided I'm going to take the skirting boards off. They're all mismatched. They're all covered in several layers of gloss paint. A lot of them are damaged. Yeah, the ones on that side of the room are different to this side of the room because of just alterations that have happened to the room, and they've just stuck on a different skirting board, and the corners they're supposed to be cut at a 45-degree angle so they like fit together, but someone's just like got a skirting board like that and just like butted the other one straight up against it, so it just looks really bad. The finish is really bad. So yeah, I'm going to take off the skirting boards, and then after that I'm going to hopefully hire a sander soon, and we're going to sand the floor, but I'll talk more about that when I get around to it. But the priority is obviously finishing these dreaded shutters. And I've also got to fix the hinge on this one because that shutter's only been held on by one 200-year-old screw. It's hanging on for dear life. This side's all right. I don't know why this side's missing all the screws. It might be because it's just, I don't know, because it's just old. They've just fallen out. The wood's deteriorated with it being opened and closed for years, but I'm going to fix that up. They're going to be solid as anything, and I think they're going to look really good once I finish them. But anyway. Oh yeah, and before you say anything, yes, the paint on here is very old green paint. It could very well contain arsenic, and the white paint, I'm not sure if there's any layers of old white paint. It's mostly just like the modern gloss on top, but the old green paint may have arsenic and / or lead. I'm always wearing my mask, but I'm gonna get my gloves on and clean all this up with gloves and mask as well, because you don't want to be breathing any of these fine little particles of paint in, because that's just no. So I'm always wearing this, as you can see. So yeah, I'm aware of the dangers of the old paint, and I know these are very old shutters. They're over 200 years old at this point. Yeah, they were using quite dodgy things in their paint back then. I should probably have mentioned that. I've forgotten that. And I'm sure there'll be people in the comments saying, the paint's deadly, poisonous. I know it is. It's okay. I know. We're getting it done. I won't have to deal with it again after I've finished it. Well, no, actually, that's a lie. There's the rest of the house. So I've decided to take the shutters off because, yeah, look at the hinges. They need a bit of TLC basically. They're really stiff. They're covered in paint that I can't get this off properly. I just can't do it with them stuck to the shutters. So I've taken the shutters down, obviously, and it's going to help me remove some of the paint that's kind of seeped onto the top and is kind of like dripped along the bottom. Plus the shutter on this side only had one screw, a singular screw at the top holding it in, which is a bit crazy. This is the original color. This is paint. See it on here better. And it's gonna need a wash. It's covered in like black dust, but I think I'm gonna leave this original paint color on the inside of the shutters. But yeah, we're gonna get rid of the paint on the edge of the shutters and take these off, and I'll clean these up separately, put them back on, maybe put them back on with some new screws, because here are the screws that I just took out. So one of them has snapped. One of them snapped off in the wood. And they're a bit mismatched actually. I think I'm just going to replace the old screws with some modern ones. And yeah, clean up these stiff and paint plastered hinges. And they're going to open and close much better. If I clean them up and get that paint off, they're just going to look 100% better. So I think it's worth going through the extra effort to take these off. And I'm thinking actually maybe it would be better to take them off before I started stripping. But never mind. This is where we're at now. Oh, also, along the edge here, it's got paint all stuck to the edge all the way down and on that side, so I'm gonna take that off as well. Well, I think it only needs, I don't think it needs a heat gun on it, just sanded, I think. That might be easier said than done. Oh my goodness. 200 years, over 200 years. That's actually really chunky. It's very substantial, like they're brass. I think they're going to clean up really, really well once I finish with them. It's definitely worth going to this extra step. So, let's do the other side. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. Next week I will be continuing with my bedroom renovations, so if you liked the video, we'd be really grateful if you subscribed, and hopefully we will see you again in the next video.